looks like the one from earlier. I already forgot the name.
Oh yeah, you mean the hand?
Yeah.
It does. It has the same
Yeah.
colors. There's a kind of a big hint on the power, and kind of on the name on the stand when you look at it. It is a very very cool power though.
Well, then I don't think what I thought of is very
I
uncool.
mean, it can be. Who knows?
So I was gonna go based on like his like his size. Looks very like skinny and tall.
That
So I was
is
gonna
the.
say,
Oh, wait. Before you say anything, that is just the art style change. It's changed on part 4 and onwards. The characters become more and more human shaped than just like big, massive, like robot
ooh,
things. Yeah,
okay, well then that power goes up on
yeah. I mean, there are still pretty like big stands, but generally, like the characters look more normal than just like absolute units. You know.
So I'm gonna
But again, there
guess.
is a pretty big hint on what it does on the design itself.
So I'm a little like gold thingy. It's like
Yep.
on his like chest. It
Yep.
looks like an upside down person. So I'm guessing he can like do something like turn the world upside down or like be able to walk upside down or something.
Is there a stand that does that? That would be really cool. But that
I'm
is
guessing
not the
all like
ability.
cool abilities and it doesn't work.
No, but you're guessing. I feel like those are cooler though.
Like they should hire me. I'm kidding.
They really should. They really should. All right, can you guess a name though? As I'm saying, the name is right. I'm just gonna say the name has to do with like the golden thingies.
Pinhead.
All right. So those golden things, right, on like his arms, his feet, his chest, and shit.
Yeah,
Those are zippers.
that is not. Oh,
It kind of does look like zippers though.
I mean, it kind of does, but I wasn't thinking.
Those
I
are
was just
zippers.
like, I'm
So
thinking outside of the box.
that's good. That's actually probably a better way to think. For this at least. So you're gonna see the name and you're gonna think there's nothing at all to do with zippers. Its name is Sticky Fingers. Um, based on I'm assuming the band. I didn't really bother looking it up. His localized name, okay, because like all the stand names, right? They're all like group names and song names, so there's like copyright on them. But in Japan, there's no issues with copyright. But
Yeah,
when you import that to America and like Western countries,
mhm.
right? You have to change them because if you don't, you get like in big trouble. And they change the names to whatever, you know. And his localized name is Zipperman, which is an absolute shit name, but that's his name. And ironically enough, Zipperman is also a band name. So
Oh,
that's kind of bad. But
yeah,
they're not they it's fine. They didn't get any trouble. And his power. So you said gravity inversion, right?
yeah.
That would be so goddamn cool. There are stands that mess with gravity. This one isn't one of them though. So what Sticky Fingers does is he can put zippers to whatever it wants and open them to access pocket dimensions. So and he can do more than that. He can like actually like imagine like you're like in a car or something. Puts the zipper on the window, right? Opens the zipper, you can just hop out. Or if he decides to put a zipper on your arm and he unzips it, your arm just falls out.
Oh, that sucks.
That is that is the Sticky Fingers' power. And yeah, so it's pretty cool. Not as cool as yo, I can control gravity, but it's kind of cool.
I mean, I was the way I came up with it because it kind of looks like an upside down.
It kind of does, yeah.
But, yeah, but I wasn't. I didn't really like look close enough. I was just like, I don't really see a zipper. But now I see it.
Yeah. Next, a boy. Ah, yes.
Oh
So those little things are the stand.
well. from what it looks like, they're going through someone.
That's good observation.
Kind of like a parasite.
They kind of do
I'm
look
trying
like
to think.
that.
I'm trying to think of the
The
name
the
of what,
visual
like,
also, yeah, there's a big link with the name.
yeah.
Like just
Because
the
there's a
visual of
bug
the
that does.
stand. Also, it is not using the power right now.
Oh well, I'm gonna go on the lines and say it can go through things, like chew through things.
And do you have a guess for the name?
Nanite.
All right. So this is Metallica. Based from the band, obviously.
Yeah.
Metallica is pretty cool. What it does is it allows the user to... I'm not sure exactly how. I don't remember. It allows the user to control the iron in his enemy's body. So, for example, if the user wants to make the user or the enemy puke like a bunch of razor blades, it can do that.
That would hurt.
That will hurt. You know what will hurt as well? Having a pair of scissors appear in your throat.
No.
No. Yeah, I know. Guess what? The person survives that. I don't know how. They do. So that's Metallica. It's really cool. And also it allows the user to control the iron in their own body. And they can become like invisible somehow. I don't remember how. There's an explanation and I can't be bothered to look it up because it's not really an important stand. It's really cool though. But yeah. This boy. This is Giorno stand. You know that name.
Oh yeah, from the channel point.
And the visuals kind of have a link with the name and the power, kind of. I don't know.
On his arm?
Somewhat.
Like at the top, it's like shoulder. It's like a wing or something.
Yeah, I didn't notice those before.
I'm going to assume.
And I have this on my wall, so that's something.
Nice. And it also kind of looks like ladybugs are on it.
It does.
Or something. So I'm going to assume. You see, now I have two different thoughts, and I'm just like, which one do I go here?
Chances are neither of those are right, but
Probably. But
I mean, you can say both, honestly.
alright, well. The first one I feel like goes with the things on the top of his shoulders.
The wings?
I feel like he goes faster. But at the same time, it's like ladybug. I feel like I'm just gonna go with the first one and say he goes faster.
Okay. And do you have any guess on the name?
No.
Okay. This is Gold Experience from the album, I think, The Gold Experience. What you were looking for is the little beetles on everywhere, basically. So that's.
Hey, I saw that.
You saw it. I'll give that to you. You saw it. I don't know what the wings are there for. It's just kind of cool. So this is Gold Experience, and Gold Experience's power is to give life. It can by touching something, it can like give life energy to whatever. It being alive or not doesn't matter. So if he touches a rock, he can turn that rock into a frog, for example. And he can turn that frog back to a rock.
Okay, why are so many characters based on like reject something, become something else?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
can't be the only one saying this.
I don't know. I never heard it before, but I mean, look, if you want to think of it like that, it's fine.
I mean,
it is sense. A bizarre adventure after all, you know. So, yeah, right. So, Gold Experience gives life energy, and one way you can use it is, for example, imagine you lose like your hand in a fight because people are savage in Jojo and they rip your hands off because they can. Gold Experience can take a rock of the size approximately of your hand, turn it into a hand, attach it to your body, and you now have a new hand.
Nice.
So it is a healer. Although it is not without pain that you can replace like members or like limbs or and shit of your body. It hurts a lot apparently. And another ability it has is if it hits something that is already alive, if it punches something that is already alive, like a human for example, it will give more life energy to it, and it will overload your body with life energy, and it's gonna put like your senses are all gonna be like messed up, and you're gonna go berserk basically. So your mind is gonna go much faster than your actual body. So you'll be thinking that you're like moving and stuff, but your body is actually gonna stay in place, and you won't be able to move at all. And so since all your senses are kind of going super strong, right? If you get attacked while that happens, the pain stays for much longer and it is much stronger. So if I were to like slap you while your senses are going berserk, it would feel like I was hitting you with like a baseball bat for like a solid 30 seconds non-stop.
I think it was baseball bat.
Like imagine the pain of a baseball bat, right? That moment
Oh,
where it hurts, that moment where it hurts the most. Take that pain and extend it on 30 seconds. That's the second ability of Gold Experience. It also has a third ability that's used like once. Whatever it creates with a non-living object. So for example, if it creates like a frog out of a suitcase or something, right? If you hit that frog, all the damage dealt to it will revert back to you. So that's another ability that's used like once. So it's not really counted. Yeah, that's Golden Experience. Very, very cool and powerful stand.
I've been hit by a baseball bat once. It's not fun. Don't recommend.
Oh, I'm assuming it is not.
Oh,
I can only assume it hurts.
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't baseball, so I mean, I kind of.
But I mean, it can't be good.
No.
Surely it's not. Come on.
It's not. And if you were to slap me, I would slap you back.
I guess that's fair. This stand, the visuals are kind of indicating the name, not the power though. The power is not being used as well.
Something on top is like head. I can't see what
it is. That is a second face, and that is a second ability. There's like a smaller face on its face.
And he's also got like gems on his knuckles.
A lot of stands have like things on their knuckles, whatever, like to hit harder. I'm assuming. I don't know.
I'm just gonna. I feel like he can do stuff telepathically.
That is correct. But what can
no
he
way.
do? What can wait? What can he do? That's the question though.
Oh.
It is his power goes. It's not a physical power. You're right.
He can read. See, now this is like tough because again, there's two things I want to say, but
say them both. You know what? I'd rather give you the chance of having like twice the, like, you know, two chances of guessing, and you getting it right. You know.
Yeah. First guess, I'm gonna say he's able to like be able to tell what someone's emotions are and like what they're thinking. The other one is just the basic telepathic thing and being able to lift things.
All right. Well, at least you were right on the telepathic kind of, you know, power. So this is. Oh wait, do you want to guess a name?
No.
Okay.
My brain power is gone.
This is King Crimson, based on the artist.
Yeah, that makes sense because he's red.
Yep, he is. He is. So as I said, Crimson has two powers. One is the little thing on his forehead, and one is just himself, right? So the one that is more telepathic is the one on his forehead, right? That is Epitaph. It's I don't have it written down because I kind of forgot about that, but that's Epitaph. What it does is it allows the user to see 10 seconds into the future. And it combines very well. It's like super convenient based on the first power of the user, that is essentially to erase time up to 10 seconds. So the user can look 10 seconds into the future, and if he doesn't like what's gonna happen? You just skip time. And in
Right.
the skip time, because like what happens basically is he doesn't skip time for himself. What he does is when he triggers his power, right? He enters, like, everything stops. Only him and whatever he does in that time happens, right? And everyone's kind of
Yeah.
like doing whatever. Actually, no, right? Nothing really stops around him. What happens is everything goes as normal, but whatever happens, it doesn't affect him, and only what he does will happen at the end of that 10 seconds. It's a really confusing power, and it's like a whole meme that like no one can describe the power. It's actually a pretty simple power to understand. It's just really hard to describe. But yeah, basically he skips time, and he
Yeah.
reads 10 seconds into the future. It's a really cool and
I mean-
powerful stand. It also has like extreme power, like extreme strength. It literally blasts holes like with his fist inside of people's like just torso.
Fatality.
Yes, that would be a pretty epic fatality. Not gonna lie. All right, we
Oh,
switched
yeah.
part. We're now on part 6, and here it's a same stand. There's 2 forms of the stand, if you will, and yeah, on the bottom the stand, the power is being used actually, yeah. And no, the name does not reflect on the physical aspect of the stand.
It can grow armor.
You mean on the top left, or on the
Oh,
bottom?
is it 2 different?
Well,
On the bottom.
on the bottom, it's using its ability. On the top, it is the physical shape. But it is kind of a power as well. But it's not really. But you'll understand.
Well, I feel like it does have to do something with like armor. I mean, it makes sense.
It's close enough, actually. So is that just your guess? It makes armor?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to guess a name by any chance?
I can't think of anything that would make.
I mean, you probably wouldn't get it. It really doesn't have anything to do with its power or its looks. Although it looks pretty cool. It has cool sunglasses. So that's something.
Yeah.
But this is Stone Free, based on the song Stone Free. And so the top part, right? This one is the physical shape of the stand. It is the shape it takes whenever the user, Jolene right here, wants to just punch someone really hard and knock him out or something. Because every main Jojo has to be able to do that, because if they don't, then it's not a Jojo, come on. So yeah, that's the physical shape. And then this is the power. Stone Free allows Jolene to kind of unravel her body in like a really small string. That is really like resilient. You can't really, I mean, you can break it, and whenever you do break it, it actually breaks like parts of her body. But it is like, it's basically her body is just string. That's what it is. And it's the same for her stand. Her stand right here, if you look like under like the shoulder pads or whatever, there's like like lines and shit. That's like string. So that's Jolene's power, and with her string, she can actually, like, if she decides to like unravel to like the next room or something with her hand, she can hear from that string. So like if someone's talking in the other room, she can hear that. That's Stone Free. Not as cool of a stand power, but I mean it is cool. It's just not as cool as others. Right. See, this one, I love this one. And the physical aspect of the stand does like reflect on the name.
Well,
Not so much on the power though.
I'm gonna go ahead and give 2 guesses. One for the name and one for the power. Power is he can breathe underwater, and the name will be Ocean Man.
Okay, I mean, you got the sea ocean kind of thing right. Its name is Diver Down. Really cool name. I don't know. I feel like it's a really cool name. From the song Diver Down? I don't know. But so there is a stand that can breathe underwater, although this is not one of the well, actually no. Every stand can breathe underwater because they're not like living things, they're actually powers. But there's some stands that make like that could affect the user to breathe underwater. That's what I mean. This one isn't one of those. What Diver Down does is it can like dive into an object or person, really anything that is physical, and oh god, I didn't think about this. Jeez, this is gonna be a pain in the ass to explain. Okay, it can kind of store energy. It can store and send back energy in whatever way, right? Or it can also like just take it, right? So if it were to go inside of like a table or something and you hit the table at some place, it could take that energy and send it elsewhere and like make the table like jump or something by like sending the energy on like the legs of the table and like all of that. Or it can like absorb the energy. So if for example it were to go inside of a person, and that person were to get hit, the user could choose whether to send back that energy, leave it as is, or like take it for like himself, and then he would get hit instead of the other person. That is pretty much how it, I probably said something wrong in there because it's a pretty complicated power. It's been some time since I've read this specific arc when this character was in it, but it's a really cool power and name, and I think it looks cool as well. I don't know, it's a cool stand. This is also a cool stand.
It's got something in his hand.
It does.
Like a little,
and the
like
physical aspect and what it is holding does reflect on its powers.
So I feel like obviously the powers can do something about the little disc. But
wait, what'd you say?
I think the question is, I said the power's going to do something about little disc, but I don't know what.
You're right on that. It's probably the closest you've gotten to anything.
And maybe like the telepathic part.
Right. I mean, yeah. But I feel like this is closer to the real thing.
So on the pattern of like his neck and shoulders, it kind of looks like it's going like a swirl, like a.
I think that's just
like
the
a
way it's
swirl.
drawn, honestly.
Oh wow.
Yeah. No, I think that's just like, I don't know. Is it clothing? I think it is.
Oh
I
no.
don't know, it's a weird position as well. It's kind of weird. I could have picked a better picture, but I liked that he was holding the disc. So.
Well, I'm gonna say he throws disc on the wall, and it maybe not on the wall. He throws it on the ground, and it like turns into spikes.
Okay, I mean, technically, could he do that? I mean, I guess he could. So, wait, do you want to guess a name, perhaps?
No.
Okay, fair enough. This is White Snake. And what White Snake does is, yes, it uses that disc. Not specifically that disc, though. What it can do is it can take something from someone using discs. So if it goes up to you and it touches you, right, it can take discs from you. And generally what it does is it takes both your memory, so there's a disc for your memory, and then it takes your, how can I, like your soul kind of, which is generally pictured as the person's stand. So it takes like your stand and your memory. Without both those discs, you die in like a week or something. If you keep your stand disc, you live, but you have no memory and you can't do anything because you don't remember anything of like any sort. You can't remember breathing, you can't remember walking, you can't remember talking. All you remember is your reflexes and your stand, because that's all you have. And then if you get your memory, well, everything goes back to normal. But Whitesnake can also take other things with his discs. For instance, your vision. It can take your vision with discs. So if it touches you, it can just take whatever, right? So I'm assuming he could take spikes. So I guess you're not wrong.
But I'm not particularly right, so.
Well, yeah, but look, we'll take what we can take, alright?
True.
Let's say you're right, okay? Good job. Congratulations. This is an epic
Yeah.
moment. Alright. This, I'm just gonna say it, this is the evolution of Whitesnake. It's the next level of Whitesnake. It has nothing to do with the previous power, though.
Green Snake.
I feel like Green Snake would fit better for this one than White Snake would fit for this one, honestly.
So,
But yeah, the power doesn't have anything to do with the previous one, nor does the name.
I really don't know.
His
I feel
body
like the
kind
power
of
goes
reflects on the power.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I feel like the power goes with like those little spikes on his shoulders and
Those are
upper
arrows,
arm.
but yes.
Oh, same thing. I feel like he's able to like shoot those arrows at people some way somehow.
So, projectiles, right?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And any idea on the name?
at Green Snake.
Green Snake. I mean, that would fit. I mean, would it fit physically? It would fit better than the actual name. Story-wise, not really. So this is Sea Moon. Based on, I don't know if it's a song or anything. It probably is. I didn't look it up. Technically, it could launch those arrows at you, though that's like clothing, so it wouldn't really hurt. But he could, because what Sea Moon does is he controls gravity. He controls gravity around him, and says that's basically it, really. It has like a massive radius of like 50 meters or something, so it can like just shift gravity instantly to wherever, like to whatever it wants. Like you could just start floating and not know why, and the guy's like 50 meters away and he doesn't even know you exist, and you just die. So that's Sea Moon. Quite powerful.
I mean, wait, that actually does kind of work. If you think about it.
Well,
I'm probably just getting too much into it. Like Moon does some like.
Oh, well, there's a big, because like story-wise, the thing is story-wise, right? He is, so what the character that this stand belongs to is trying to do is he's trying to attain heaven, which is basically means he's trying to get the ultimate stand, and his stand evolves based on where he stands, like compared to the moon, and like the axis of the earth and shit. And so this like a whole arc with Sea Moon is based on he's standing at a certain place while the moon is standing at a certain place, and so yeah, Sea Moon does make sense.
Right.
But the name, but the physically it doesn't really reflect that. But yes. And the next is also the same user and the same stand that evolved and that has a completely new power. This. It's a really fancy looking stand. And it kind of does have indicators on what it does, on the physical aspect, yeah.
This reminds me of the like old TV show Cat Dog.
I don't know what that is, unfortunately.
Oh, well,
I am big
I mean, if
uncultured.
you look it up, you'll find out. But on the, it's able to like switch which side it uses. It's like between like the, that
Like the
looks like
front
a
and the back?
donkey. Yeah, like the human torso and like the donkey or horse torso.
Alright, alright. Is that your final guess? Because I could give you a
Yes.
hint.
Well, I mean, if you want to.
It has to do with what is on its forehead.
That doesn't really help.
I mean, you know what that is, right?
No, I don't.
That's a clock.
I don't know why. I was thinking it's like that's some kind of sundial or something.
I mean, it could be, but I'm confirming
I mean,
it
a
is.
sundial is kind of basically like a clock.
Yeah.
Did I lose you?
Any guesses? Do you want to?
On the power or the name?
Yeah, the power. Based on what I just told you.
It's able to change time.
Yes. Basically, yeah. It can. Well, first of all, let's see the name, because I'm assuming you don't want to guess, because. Well, actually, I mean, you could guess, but based on what I told you of what the character wants to do, which is attain heaven.
Pegasus.
That is a cooler name than what it actually is. So now I'm mad, but but
Oh,
the name is Made in Heaven.
wait, wasn't there already one called that, or was that something else?
No, there was Heaven's Door.
Oh,
There was Heaven's Door, but this one actually makes sense because the main antagonist is like a priest, and he looks for heaven, which is basically the ultimate stand, but he still calls it heaven. So yeah, this one makes sense. And the power, so yeah, it basically changes the course of time. It can speed it up. I'm assuming it can slow it down. It doesn't really do that. It just goes really, really, really fast, and it speeds up time, like crazy ass fast. It's insane. But
makes
yeah,
sense.
that's Made in Heaven. It looks strange, but also really cool.
It does.
We switched parts.
Hey guys, Lazy Irons here. I'm here to let you know that part 3 of this series will include part 7 and 8 of Jojo's and will, for now, be the last one in this format. Thank you for watching, and please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, Hex is big dumb. Just kidding. Unless,